if it isn't open. But exciting thing, we just learned Mr. Taquito Man is coming back beginning of next year to give us an update.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, and we're getting security. So.
I like how he like half walks off. He's like just this and just talking the entire time, and then he sits back down. It would be more impactful if he just got up and left. Kind of ruins it if he sits down though.
Can I share what I think the biggest thing he's missing on success is? I think some of one of the biggest characteristics I've seen out of people who are super successful is that they have no problem taking on responsibilities, even if it doesn't matter where it is in the scale of their skill set. I remember my mom was a school teacher. She used to brag about the principal that on first day of teacher orientation or the day that teachers come on, helping all the teachers unload their car and put up displays, calendars in the classrooms. That wasn't the principal's job, but it just showed that the principal is willing to step up and do whatever. This person is hungry, struggling to keep a job, and he's saying fast food is beneath him. That doesn't work, and it's just not a good.
I don't know why he's so obsessed with this
Where'd he
degree
go?
thing.
Yeah.
It's like his entire life is that degree, not his successes beyond it. I brought up the degree a few times, and it's fine. Okay, congratulations. A fun 4 years. That's awesome. Got a piece of paper. Good. I love it. But his obsession, that's his entire identity. Instead of him actually going and accomplishing something, he's holding on to what happened 20 years ago. He gets offended if you're like, oh, okay, cool, congratulations, but actually go do something with your life now. And then he just freaks out. I don't know.
That just seems like an excuse.
Yeah.
The degree is his reasoning to get out of it. That's his cop-out. I don't think it's the degree. I think he just needs a lot of humility. And he's not willing to settle. And so it's a lot easier to say, oh, these jobs are beneath me than it is to really take a look at himself and say, what skills do I have to offer? What can I do? Because it sounds like he can't do that much.
Isn't that the definition of entitlement? Because of X, I deserve Y. And that's just not the way that it works in the real world. And I feel like, I think humility is the key word.
And he's got a lot of self-coping. I think Graham nailed it too, in the fact that this is his cop-out. It's a self-coping mechanism instead of taking accountability. It's easy just to say, I'm above this.
So early 2024, you guys will see an update from Mr. Taquito Man himself.
You ought to live stream
Caleb, you
that.
look so young in that clip, by the way.
I know, I got to shave. All right, so let's look at the next clip.
And one of the reasons that I had like a lot of loans was because 3 months of living in Connecticut at my current place that I'm living at without any income was $15,000 out of my pocket, which I did not have. So credit cards and loans and
Seems like a lot of choices though.
I know.
This is just you choosing
yeah, but
to get. Why'd I have to say it like that?
come on, I didn't.
The weight, yeah, you can't control that, but you can control what you do in between it, in terms of where your money's going.
Yeah, but I had to like pay rent. I actually lived very leanly those 3 months, but I mean,
How much debt did you go into in those 3 months?
those 3 months, I would say 15,000.
Insane. You lean. That's not
Oh my
lean.
God. It was my rent.
It's not lean.
My rent for a month is 3,500, and
It's not overly expensive, but it's not lean.
my rent was 3,500.
Yeah, that's not lean.
Because that's the place I was gonna live in.
I don't care. Live in a cheaper place.
But then I would have to move again.
Oh, cry. The laugh track again. What?
So the problem was I was supposed to start working
I'm trying to
August.
justify all this bullshit. No,
Okay,
I'm
yes.
not. No, we're
Yeah.
not doing that life. We're not doing the justifiable life. Well, it's incredible the amount of money that comes in, but you start with $1.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also trying to aggressively pay down
Into the mic.
I'm also trying to.
I think that is like pretty much the most classic roundup of every conversation last year. Just feeling like people had to spend more money than they had to, go into an infinite amount of debt for their wants and comfort, and now they're having to pay for it finally.
I feel like there's a false sense of what actually living lean is, right? People have this estimation, oh, because I don't do this or because I don't do that, that means I'm living lean. I think I got this right. She said in 3 months, she ran up $15,000 of debt. That's acid. That's out of this world. And no matter what part of the country that you live in, if you're spending that way, you're not living lean, even in some of the highest cost of living areas across the country.
Yeah, I like the 90s laugh track going on in the background. It really adds to it. It seems like she also has this mentality that she could always pay it off later. Like, it's okay now because eventually one day I'm going to get this job. I'm going to make so much money so that anything I do now isn't going to matter that much. And $3,500 rent is just absolutely insane. I agree with you. I think she should rent somewhere way cheaper. Find a room to rent for $1,500 a month. Save the $2,000 a month just by doing that.
So when I'm setting aside money to save for a new purchase, like a car or a home or taxes or whatever I'm saving money for, like an emergency fund, I'm using SoFi. It's a 4.6% yield on my money, and it's just absolutely incredible. Why not take advantage of that free return on the money that's just sitting there? And there's great bonuses for signing up, all the way up to $250 if you sign up using the link in the description below. It's literally free money. I use it. You should too. Yeah, and it's while she's finishing up residency as well, so she's not even in the income position yet to actually be able to afford that, and she's going into infinite amount of debt that she's going to have to pay back on top of everything else that she's borrowing for, and justifying these crazy tire expenses in the video as well. That's just extra context, but yeah.
What I think is interesting is that most people don't realize the foundation, or you call it even the cornerstone of success, is just understanding the power of discipline and deferred gratification. And everybody tries to take their reward or get their flowers on the front end. But if you really want to see the empire builders, the extraordinary people who you're trying to emulate and try to copy their life, I guarantee if you go back to the beginning, the origin story, it's a lot more scarcity than people recognize. I mean, you see it in Graham's story. You've seen us talk about it from our beginning stories of coming